Hello everyone, and welcome to this special new thing we're doing, this new show, I guess.
Wait, now you're just going to talk about a movie we saw.
Yeah, we're not doing the usual format we usually do for most of these movie reviews, mostly because, a little backtracking, we've been very busy, personal lives. We put out this album, Meteor King Deep Crimson. It's out now on the link, meteorking.bandcamp.com, also on Spotify and all that stuff. We've been focused on that, and Joe has been dealing with some family stuff, so we've been kind of busy with life.
Right.
So
lot going on, and we figured, what the heck? Wade and I, we both saw a movie, and we figured we should talk about it, and. That movie just happened to be, of all things, Shang-Chi, the new Marvel movie.
We figured we'd give you something just because it's been a while. We want to put a little different, because this might be a new thing we do. We might just sit here, just you and me, sit on couches and talk about various things, potent potables, politics.
Potent potables are drinks,
Yes, it's also Jeopardy categories. Anyway, I'm sorry, we're filming this at like 11 o'clock at night. And we both have work tomorrow, so we're gonna have a quick little review. We're gonna talk about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It's a Marvel film. It's the 47th Marvel film.
Right. Although, if I'm gonna be honest, that title is a little bit of a lie. There wasn't much of a legend of those 10 rings. They were just kind of there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, it's about Shang-Chi or Sean. Sean, that's the best nickname he can give himself.
Right.
The best alias is Sean.
Which I kind of like that. I thought it was like, especially when you find out like how long ago he created, like that makes sense.
Yeah. I think before we get the little context here about the Marvel films, I think you have stated, not publicly, like on the YouTube stuff, but like you have stated you're hitting the Marvel fatigue.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like I missed the second Spider-Man movie. That wasn't due to fatigue. That was due to not being able to see it that first week and everything, and it just slipped my mind after the first week, because I usually go. I've been pretty consistent over the last couple years of going to these movies opening night. The only one I didn't go to opening night that I did go to before Shang-Chi was Black Panther. And Black Panther, I mean, you were lucky if you could get an opening night ticket for that.
Now Black Widow, on the other hand, not so much.
Black Widow, yeah. So I've kind of like intentionally kind of missed the boat on like some of like Black Widow. I did watch WandaVision. Wasn't really that interested in watching Falcon and
I saw him.
Was it Falcon and
Winter Soldier?
Or Captain America, whatever. I haven't really had any interest in watching that. I had no interest in Loki. I know everyone tells me I should watch Loki, but I'm
one of them.
But Loki's he's just a character I'm kind of like sick of, if I'm being honest. And the fact that there's more Lokis. For me, like, right. I'm just...
And I didn't watch any of the What Ifs.
I didn't even... I had...
Or MODOK.
Yeah.
Or...
I'm just kind of... I hate to say it, with the exception of Shang-Chi, like, I think I'm done with superhero movies for a while. Like, I'm probably going to see them, but it's probably not going to be, like, the same level of interest and care that I went to, because I'm really not looking forward to Eternals, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I've watched the trailer multiple times, just in the movies, right. Just watch other movies, or just in general watching the trailer, no interest.
And I think we're just kind of getting to that oversaturation. I think we've been there for a little while, but I think now we're reaching that point.
So you've hit.
We're talking about a movie we did like.
So you had the fatigue. I'm getting there with it. I'm not at the point where I can pick and choose things I watch. I watched Black Widow, and I just really it's fine. So I'm kind of getting the origin story movie, which we've seen so much, and it's almost some of it's like forgettable.
Right.
Like even stuff like, do you remember anything from Ant-Man and the Wasp? back to what we were originally going to talk about.
Oh yeah, like I said, a movie that we did enjoy.
I just wanted to give a little backstory of like you have the fatigue, and I have a little bit of fatigue, not as hardcore as you.
It's hit me. It's starting you.
And we watched this movie, not together. I watched it opening weekend. You watched it.
I watched it the week after. We could not. We were the group I was going to see it with. We were very late to the party, and we could not get tickets.
So I really enjoyed this film.
I enjoyed it. I don't know how to gauge. I can't gauge my full enjoyment of it, but I will say I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I thought they did a lot more interesting things with the character and everything that they did than I thought they were going to do. I really thought this was going to be a very basic movie because, you know, you have a character in Shang-Chi who hasn't been introduced to the MCU yet. A lot of people outside of like hardcore comic book readers probably don't even know he exists, let alone what he does, and I don't blame them for that. Marvel hasn't really done anything.
He's
with
like a
him.
C-list character.
Yeah, well, depending on what era you're talking about, maybe even a D-list.
I mean, they really if they talk about like kung fu superheroes, they usually go to Iron Fist. Before anyone else.
Which is funny considering Iron Fist is a white guy.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
Anyway, but like they what I like about the movie, the stuff I didn't like. I'll get that out of the way so we can end on a positive note.
Okay.
It's a 2-hour movie. Didn't have to be.
I agree. I definitely agree.
I think they have a little too much of the flashback. Like it's just like something happens, flashback. Something happens, flashback.
Yeah.
It's a little fatigue on that motif.
Right.
Maybe it's because the length of the movie also happens. There's the third act's a little explosions, like especially like I love the fights in like the rest of the movie. Like they're fighting on like the scaffolding. Oh my god, stop it! Skyscraper.
Right.
I like that, but like then they have like this epic, drawn out like war going on, and I'm very like, I kind of wish it was like a Jackie Chan film again, but
I thought about something, and I thought about this like after the movie, but I didn't look up the proof, and I'm pulling it up now because I could have sworn that Michelle, it's pronounced Yo.
Crouching Tiger.
I could have sworn she was already in a Marvel movie as a different character, and she was. She was in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Remember Sylvester Stallone?
Oh, she was like one of the Ravagers.
Right. So she's playing 2 characters in this universe.
Well, technically Stan Lee plays like 17.
How do we know he's not the same guy?
Oh my god. Anyway.
But that one kind of had me curious, like, are they ever coming back, or is this like their way of saying like, okay, we're literally never gonna touch these characters again, so here's your backup, here's a backup role for you because we want you here, we just don't want that character.
Like the third act is it's a little CGI explosive, but it's not as bad as other movies are. Black Widow. Do you have any negatives about this film aside from what I said?
Aside from that. Not really. No, I really don't.
I thought the villain was, he had a motive, and it was a conflicted motive.
I wouldn't even call him a true villain. Yes. I would think of him more of as a pseudo villain. Like, he had villain tendencies, he had evil tendencies, and like, yes, he had the group and everything, but at his core, all he was trying to do was save his wife. Like, it's one of those things where, in most movies, when someone does something like that, it's usually a lie that they tell to get the hero to do exactly what they want.
Yeah.
In this case, he truly believed in what he was doing.
Yeah.
But, like, and everybody would tell him, like, no, like, that's not the case. Like, all you're going to do is you're going to cause a lot of problems for Ta Lo. You're going to cause problems for everybody if you do this.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't really be mad at him because, like, I can't look at him as a true villain because I feel like even though he was wrong, his heart, in my opinion, was in the right place. Yeah. He just didn't realize he was being played like a fiddle.
Yeah. But back to what the fighting. Speaking of Jackie Chan, it has like a Jackie Chan thing where it's like good like hand-to-hand combat,
right?
But there's like little comedic moments there,
right?
That makes like a Rumble in the Bronx or like a Who Am I. Or like all those kind of movies where it's just kind of like has a little bit of a humor to it.
Right.
I think Awkwafina brings a lot of it in as Katie.
I agree.
She brings a lot of it in. There's
the fight scene on the I don't know what you call them, but like
scaffolding.
The scaffolding, yeah.
That's my favorite scene.
I mean, that entire fight gave me like I had a panic attack.
Yeah.
Almost because like I'm afraid of heights, and I'm just a lot of times when I watch see people like to put themselves in the shoes of like emotional scenes. I put myself in the shoes of like if I was fighting there, or if I was, I put myself in the environment rather than the characters. And for me, like watching that scene was not just kind of it made me feel like things because I'm afraid of heights. But also just like the choreography for it and like the way they did it
and how everything. Katie was in peril at one point, and then these characters intermingling, like the sister and stuff like that. It's just like it's kind of building up.
It is, and just the way everybody used their environment, I thought was really interesting. It was a very interesting take on that kind of scene because usually when you see fight scenes like on ledges of buildings, it's usually. The whole point is like, they're wobbling around, they're trying not to fall. Yeah. And then, of course, you get like one henchman who falls and stuff, obviously.
Establish the height.
But we didn't really get that here. Everybody, for the most part, seemed to be pretty chill.
Yeah.
Well, not chill, but like there was, everybody, they maintained their balance and what have you.
Yeah, and I like that it kept, the movie, location-wise, kept changing. But it wasn't like breakneck as like some of these Marvel movies where it's like Lavervia or blah 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 blah. Just it goes 17 different places. This one was just like you start a little backstory in the beginning,
right?
Then they're in San Francisco. They're in was it Vegas? It was Vegas.
I think they ended up in Vegas.
There was Vegas, and then they ended up in the compound, and then up into like the forest and stuff like that.
Right.
It had pieces that didn't go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And
the choreography,
yes,
I thought was very well done compared to a lot of other Marvel movies where sometimes the action stuff happens so fast. It's like in quick camera cuts to where you can't really tell what's going on. A lot of I'm sure there were some that I didn't notice, but like for the most part, it felt like. Coherent things. Like, you knew what you were watching as you were watching.
And also, I felt like a little bit of Crouching Tiger with, like, the fight between the father and the mother. The flashback. Right. It has, like, kind of like they're, like, flying a little bit. Like, it's...
Right.
It really is awesome. I guess we can just get into spoilers. It's right here. Spoilers right here. Okay, so I am a big fan of the Iron Man 3 twist.
Yeah, I didn't hate it as much as everyone else did.
I mean...
I was willing to go with it.
If anything, they did both Mandarins, the old Mandarin and the new, like, he has the suit technology type Mandarin.
I think this was where you and I started to realize that, like, okay, they're going to take from the comics, but they're going to kind of do their own things with it. And so rather than be caught up in what's true to the comics, let's just see what they do with it.
And you know what? That's great, because if I want the comic, I'd read the comic.
Well, and not only that, but if we didn't get the Iron Man 3 twist, we would not have, low-key, one of the best characters in the movie.
Oh my gosh. Like,
in fucking Trevor.
Trevor, oh my gosh. But I was, like, so shocked that... Because when he mentions, like, they used to call me the Mandarin. Like, some guy want my name, the Mandarin. I'm like... Are they gonna touch that? And then you see Trevor, and you're like, I love Trevor.
Yeah, like, I thought it was just gonna be that throwaway line, and then that was gonna be it. I did not think fucking Ben Kingsley was gonna show up as that character again with a fucking faceless, double-butted, like, dog dragon thingy
Yes.
that my wife absolutely loves. As soon as we came home, she's like, babe, I just want you to know, if they sell one of those at the Disney store, I want one.
What I love is when they go into the enchanted forest or whatever it was. I forget what it's called. When you see all the animals, I'm like, I want more of this.
Yeah.
I want more of this. It looks beautiful. Like that one when they're driving and they stop and there's that horse with the face with the dragon.
Oh, it's just staring at him like.
I love that thing.
Oh, dude, that stare down could have lasted like another minute.
And also, like my favorite part is like when he's playing dead. Oh, come join me! Come join me!
Now, I want to ask you because the group I saw it with, we couldn't decide. Was he playing dead because he just wanted them to think he was dead?
Yes.
Or because he's an actor, was he putting on a show for the children and he played dead?
No, I think he played dead so he didn't get into a fight.
See, I want to believe the other one. There were children in Ta Lo.
I didn't see any.
I'm sure they existed.
They're
not just born adults, Wade.
A few thoughts on the final fight. I like how Awkwafina is all of a sudden the sharpshooter.
I wouldn't even say sharpshooter. She just got really lucky.
She shot it right in the throat. One character I think was underutilized was that cool, like, kind of Ronin ninja that was in the blue that taught Shang-Chi how to fight.
Oh, the one with the mask?
Yeah.
Yeah, that, like, we got more out of Razor Fist than we did that guy.
I loved how he ended up bonding with everyone.
Yeah, like, he starts off in the fight on the bus, and he's just, like, this, like, hulking, like, dude with a fucking razor blade for an arm. And then by the end, he's just like, I love that moment where he's like, I'm not gonna trust you guys. And then the fucking Soul Sucker show is like, all right, guys, we need to work together. And I'm like, I love this.
Abomination was in it.
Abomination fought Wong, and
Wong was great. Wong was going to be one of my favorite characters.
I also like that in this world of, like, underground fighting in China, it's kind of like wrestling, or at least like the high dollar ones are more predetermined.
You mean the Vegas fight?
I thought they were in China.
But they were in Vegas.
Were they in Vegas? I mean, everything to me screamed China. Like, the way they had the neons, all the kanji, and...
I feel like it was Vegas. Anyway,
Nevertheless, in the Fight Club, like, I liked how they're, like, talking to each other in the locker room and everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, I like that angle to it.
There's a lot of fun things. I like that one character, forget his name. He's the one that's like, you're the bus guy!
Oh, the guy who's running the Fight Club portion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
I love
He's hilarious. He's on The Daily Show.
Oh, that was
I can't remember his name, but he's on The Daily Show, and he's always hilarious. He needs to be in more things. You need to be on more things if you're listening or watching.
So there's a lot of cool things going on in the film that, like, I liked the whole mentality of, like, you know, you're stuck in a rut. You gotta go forward. You can't be parking cars all your life, stuff like that. For both of the characters, there's only one thing that I'm just kind of like, I'm fine with, but I'm like, why? Why did Wong invite Katie at the end of the movie when he was like, I need you. We need you here now. And Katie went, we need both of you. Why her? She doesn't have the 10 rings.
She might not have the 10 rings, but they might need her for something else.
When they want the sister too?
Well, you gotta I'm just saying, you gotta think, there's gotta be a reason.
The reason was to show their yuppie friends that we're cooler than you.
Yeah.
And then we guess we have to talk about the post-credits.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a fan of the post-credits.
The last one was very, you can skip there's 2 of them. Just saying, there's 2 of them. You can skip the last one.
Yeah, well, the first one is, like, where Wong takes them.
Yeah, which was, like, you could just... Honestly, they could have just ended with, like, them having the little boats thing to say goodbye to their father. Cut. And then the post-credit could be them in the diner and then go meet Wong.
Right. Because and not reveal their Avengers already.
I do not like the idea of... I like how it's like, oh, it should end right there. The only thing I do not like is it ended on, like, oh, this is part of a bigger thing. It's like, couldn't it just be a standalone
in a movie that, until then, felt like this nice, self-contained. You could do another if you wanted to, but you don't have to, kind of thing. It really felt like a change of pace, and then they just couldn't help themselves. They had to essentially turn the movie into a trailer for the next movie.
Which I don't even know where they're even gonna go with this. Anyway, you liked the film, right?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was really good. Caitlin even said it's one of her favorite Marvel movies she's seen.
This is supposed to be a 5 to 10 minute discussion.
I think
this is truly Scott and Wade talk.
Yeah. It's like it started as a Shang-Chi review, but then it kind of just delved into
because
thoughts.
It can't be a self-contained story. It has to be a bigger thing, which means
right.
We discuss everything.
We just marveled your ass. That's what we did.
Maybe we'll discuss something more less complicated, like David Lynch's filmography, or.
Hey, full disclosure, I'm halfway through the first season of Twin Peaks. Maybe we'll talk about that as someone who's just recently watched it.
Oh, this may be a new series to where this Scott and Wade talk. Maybe a new show where we talk about various things.
Maybe.
So I guess we'll find out. Thank you for listening or watching this whole thing. This very long discussion about a movie that we were supposed to talk about for 10 minutes. But anyway, hope you enjoy, and we are going to be doing some Criterion soon. It's one of those things that we gotta get back. You gotta get the wheels back, turning and stuff like that. So we're getting there. Gary might be doing some B movie then. Not sure. Right. That's his thing. And that's about it. And
don't forget, guys, pick up your copy of Wade and I's band's Meteor King, Deep Crimson. It's our second full length album. 10 tracks of horror punk goodness. Look at that disc.
So good.
Disc.
So basically, this was not about Shang-Chi. It was a cheap plug for our band.
That's right.
MeteorKing.bandcamp.com. That's all I got. You have anything else?
Also, my wife and I, Scotland Yard stickers. We're on Etsy. Search.
Is there going to be a Shang-Chi sticker? Maybe the butt thing.
I can't confirm. I can neither confirm nor deny.
You don't have to go on Instagram. Which is
I will say
we're
on Etsy and we're on Redbubble. Just search Scotland Yard, SCOTLIN Yard stickers, and you'll find us there. We've got a wide variety, all matter of pop culture and what have you of stickers. And like I said, we're starting Redbubble now. Redbubble's more than just stickers. You can get prints as well. So keep an eye out for those.
So aside from that, subscribe, like, share. That's it. So bye.